Shalom and welcome to ReligionWinked TV. And this edition of Mellow Monday and Mental Health Review, I'm just going to say in about 10 minutes, go over the fact that I'm just mellow today on this Monday for some reason. It's beautiful here in New York State. What I'm going to do is just review a little bit of mental health. For the last 12 weeks, maybe 13 weeks on this channel, we've been covering from ADHD to schizophrenia. And we got done with schizophrenia last week. So today is not necessarily Mental Health Mondays, but I'm just going to review some of the disorders we went over and let you know that next Monday, sometime early afternoon, we're going to start doing call-ins for Mellow Mondays in reference to mental health, okay? You guys can call in and just let me know what's going on with your mental health. We'll try to do this from now on Mondays. But today I'm going to go ahead and see if I can recap some of the disorders. It was ADHD, bipolar, depression, borderline personality disorder. I know we did early psychosis. We did eating disorders. We also did, let me see, OCD, if I didn't say that already. We did a schizoassociative disorder. We did, let's see, schizophrenia, like I said. If I'm missing any, guys, let me go pull up my laptop so I can see exactly what we did. Again, I had got most of my information, all of my information from NAMI. That is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. So I have it pulled up here. Let me go ahead and see if I can get to my chat box. I'm not really sure, guys. Where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I go? Let me go here. Oh, got it. Yeah, how's everybody doing? So let me see. Shout out to anybody in the chat. God bless you all. I'm just pretty much going to be on, like I said, just do a brief rundown on these mental health illnesses. Give a recap of the phone numbers. Hold on one second. I'm just trying to pull up my window. Hold on. All right, so while that's pulling up, let me see if I can get it on the phone. All right, I think I have it. Okay, so the number to NAMI is 1-800-950, and it's capital letters NAMI. That's National Alliance on Mental Health. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat. Come in, guys. I'm recording, but it's okay. National Alliance on Mental Health. All right, so this is coming in the chat now. Thank you to the one person watching. So now their email. I know a lot more people deal with mental health than they would let on. So the email is info@NAMI .org. All right, so that's coming in the chat. And then you can also text NAMI, and that's at 741-741. And I'm also, with any mental health orders or conditions or disorders, generally, usually, almost hand in hand, suicide goes along with it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the suicide number in here. I believe it's 27382. 273. Oops. 8255. All right, there we go. So let me just put what this is. It's the National Suicide Hotline. All right. Then I'm just going to briefly, there we go, run over the conditions. Let me see what I left out. I got ADHD. I believe I said anxiety, bipolar, borderline personality disorders, depression, dissociative disorder, early psychosis and psychosis in one teaching, eating disorders, obsessive compulsive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder. Then there's schizoaffective disorder and schizophrenia. All right, so let's start. Let's just go briefly over. I'll give you a brief overview of everything. You can go back into the playlist called Mental Health Mondays here on this channel. And let's start with ADHD. It affects adults. Most disorders affect adults and children. But again, you have to get over to NAMI. It's just www.nami.org to learn more about these disorders. For each disorder, there is a section for treatment, support, and discussion. There's medications listed. There's all kinds of good information. And if you go to the playlist and actually listen to my commentary, I include a little spirituality and a little faith along with what NAMI says. I think it's twofold when it comes to dealing with recovery and health. Yes, science has their way of dealing with things and treating things, but also if people can increase their faith and start to believe and stop doubting, then we'll see a lot more people get healed. So ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, is a developmental disorder where there are significant problems with attention hyperactivity and acting impulsively. Anxiety disorder. Everyone experiences anxiety sometimes, but when it becomes overwhelming or repeatedly impacts a person's life, it may be an anxiety disorder. I've gotten so much better, guys, but every now and then when I go live, depending on how big the presentation, if I have to use multiple devices, or if I'm actually on camera and still trying to navigate the tablet or the phone or pull up some notes or whatever, I get a little anxious because I don't want to mess up. I'm not a perfectionist, but I just want things to go well, and it doesn't always go well, right? But anyway, and I think it's the second or third mental health video in there, you'll hear my testimony about anxiety back in 2016. But we get over it. If it's debilitating, like if I felt like I was having anxiety and couldn't go live, I would reconsider and evaluate myself and get to the doctors and check myself out. But it's just a little palm sweat, and it's like, oh my God, here we go, dear Lord. And the first thing I do is remember a Bible verse, Jeremiah 1:8. Says, be not afraid of their faces. Not that I'm afraid of people, but you never know who's going to show up in the live chat or who's on the other side looking at you. There's a lot of perverts on these YouTube streets and things like that on social media. So I give no place to the devil. Whenever I sense a negative energy, it just turns me off immediately. Anyway, I pretty much had a case with anxiety in 2016. And like I said, if it was debilitating to me now and still an ongoing problem, I wouldn't be able to come live as much as I'm coming live. But again, thank God for faith in my Bible verse that I meditate on before I come live. And it says, be not afraid of their faces, for God shall deliver you from them all. Jeremiah 1 and 8. So, yes, bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder causes dramatic highs and lows in a person's mood, energy, and ability to think clearly. And I like to say for themselves, there's a lot of people in this world dealing with bipolar. And there's other people in this world, we know that. And there's other people in this world that take advantage of people like that. And, they don't think for themselves sometimes when people are dealing with any kind of sickness or any kind of ailment or any kind of disease or disorder. Generally, you put your life or your well-being in the hands of the physician or other people, but on these YouTube streets, you put your life into maybe other content creators and things like that. Borderline personality disorder. Now, this BPD is characterized by severe, unstable mood swings, impulsivity and instability, poor self image, and stormy relationships. Just not the stormy relationships, because I know people have had tumultuous relationships and have allowed themselves to be hurt physically. They have allowed themselves to be hurt by pretty much every relationship that came their way. So I hope I am still live. I see I am buffering. The devil is a liar. I'm over here telling the truth. The shame on shit. All right, so we have next the biggie, the big one, the one really attached to suicide here, guys. Matter of fact, April 1st, when Mona Simone was on Venus planning her alleged death, I was over here doing depression, and I had heard the narrative going around the YouTube streets. I said, I'm not covering that story. I waited till that evening, did my mental health depression. Then I got online and spoke to her and let her know, hey, depression and suicide go hand in hand, baby. It's not a joke out here. Depression is more than just a feeling sad or going through a rough patch. It's serious mental health condition that requires understanding and treatment. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't understand what's really going on with them. They know there's a problem but won't address it for the most part. So now on to dissociative disorder. Dissociative disorder are spectrums of disorders that affect a person's memory and self-perception. Did you get that? It's the spectrum of disorders, meaning there's a lot of other disorders going along with that, right? So then it goes on to say, let's get into early psychosis and psychosis. Can you guys hear me okay? Thank you to the two thumbs up. All right, so early psychosis and psychosis. Psychosis is characterized as disruptions to a person's thoughts and perceptions that make it difficult for them to recognize what is real and what isn't. Guys, refresh your memory by going to the playlist called Mental Health Mondays on ReligionWinked TV. You can find a playlist called Mental Health Mondays, and it goes from, again, the first one was ADHD all the way through schizophrenia. Eating disorders is another mental health condition or disorder. There's three kinds of eating disorders that I can remember: anorexia neurosis, bulimia neurosis, and then BED, binge eating, which a lot of people suffer with the binge eating disorder. Obsessive compulsive disorder. So that is oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Eating disorders, when you become so preoccupied with food and weight, issues that you find hard issues that you find it hard to focus on other aspects of your life, it may be a sign of an eating disorder. You guys know you just sit in YouTube and chill. That's the new phrase, right? YouTube and chill. So we have obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. OCD causes repetitive, unwanted, intrusive thoughts, obsessions, and irrational and excessive urges to do certain actions, compulsions. These things are repeated. Post traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, is the result of traumatic events such as military combat, assault, and accident or natural disaster. So, a lot of people been to the military. Some people have not been to war per se, but they may still deal with some form of post traumatic stress disorder because there's other things that go on in the military, such as being gang raped, such as being abused by your post commander or your, other people higher ranks than you. Just the drinking and a lot of illegal stuff goes on in the military. And people have came back from the military um, with PTSD, sometimes undiagnosed, but definitely suffered some kind of trauma in the military and haven't quite dealt with that yet. So, schizoaffective disorder. Schizoaffective disorder is characterized primarily by symptoms of schizophrenia, such as hallucinations or delusions, and symptoms of a mood disorder, such as depressive or manic episodes. And the last one, but not least at all, last but not least, schizophrenia causes people to lose touch with reality, often in the forms of hallucination, delusions, and extremely disordered thinking and behavior. You see that a lot on these YouTube streets. Irrational behavior. A lot with like the double standards. I did a video yesterday. You guys can go check that out. So, with that being said, I'm not going to hold you up much longer. Again, today is Mellow Monday, starting today. We went through our 12-week, 13-week training, learning, educating period of mental health. We are not done with mental health on this channel. Starting next week, we will open up the phone lines for mental health, relaxation, whatever it is you need to do. If you want to just call in and talk about any medications you may be on, any ideas you may have, help towards other people overcoming. Because one thing we did learn through NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Health, Mental Illness, is this: you have to be a part of your own recovery. And sometimes when people are dealing with mental health disorders and they've lost touch with reality per se, it's hard for them to be involved. So if you know somebody, educate yourself so you can recognize the signs in your community, on the job, in your own family. It says here, when you start treatment early and play a strong role in your own recovery process, recovery, including meaningful roles in social life, school, and work, is possible. So, guys, with that being said, again, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm introducing Mellow Mondays to kind of replace mental health, but mental health is going to progress to a call in, reading your comments, engaging with you that way. If there's any other disorders you guys would like to know about, please leave them down below and we'll look these disorders up, and we'll keep it going that way as well. So mental health is not over on this channel, but we're going to move from the educational part of it to the talking part of it, to the healing part of it, to the therapies and the treatments and other things out here that people can begin to do within their own recovery to try to recover faster and to recover fully from the disease. So, with that being said, this is your girl, ReligionWinked TV, and my spiritual ears stay. Wait, 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 wait. Wait, 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 wait. Here we go. All right, just waiting for the music to come on, guys. Thank you so much. God bless you and have a great evening. Let your Mondays be mellow, guys. All right, so I'm going to see if this music plays. It doesn't seem like it wants to do anything. So this is your girl, spirituality, and my spiritual ears stay. And thank you for watching Religion Wink TV. You guys have a great afternoon and God bless. Why is it just sitting here, but it's not playing?